Barry Melrose like as a coach? I mean, he only coached one other team after L.A. He seemed like quite the character between the suits and the hair and everything. What was he like as a coach, though?
He was great for our team because he took a lot of this pressure and different things off of Wayne and other things in a different way. He handled the media in a way that was kind of unique. I thought he did a phenomenal job with us, and we had lots of characters on our team. You know, you mentioned Marty. There were lots of others, personalities on that group, and he got us all to play for each other and together. And sometimes it's hard when you get all these different personalities and these different stars to be able to come together like that. Your coach has to be in a position to be able to know how to handle these personalities, and I thought he did. Like I told you about the line combinations, you got Yari to get off Gretz's line to play center. You got Warren Reichel, who is basically, I don't want to be too hard on Warren, but he's basically a fourth line crashing banger, playing first line with Wayne Gretzky in the Stanley, all the way through the Stanley Cup playoffs and being productive. So he was able to put our team together and have us be at our best.
This kind of an obligatory question for any guy who played for the Kings back then, but you must have been in the Forum Club a couple times back then, huh?
You've been dying to ask that question. Fortunately or unfortunately, whichever way you want to look at it, I was married. So okay. I was married at that time. So I was in there. Yeah, let the single guys and the guys that were a little bit before me tell you more about the Forum Club. But it was a special place. You go in there. But the thing that was cool about being in LA at that time, Bruce McNall was friends with everybody in Hollywood, and everybody in Hollywood wanted to meet Wayne Gretzky and be around Wayne Gretzky. Wayne, in that town, Wayne was the biggest of the biggest stars there. You could be a movie star, it didn't matter. Wayne Gretzky was Wayne Gretzky. So everybody wanted a picture or to meet Wayne. So we had our locker room post game was filled with super Hollywood people. And that part was cool. I didn't know who half of them were because I didn't pay attention to lots of the stuff that was going outside the hockey world back then. But they were all there.
Any of them like a real peckerhead or act like a dickhead, or you hear stories about actors kind of giving the small people a shove off? Were they pretty nice because you guys were stars as well? They kind of thought you were on the same level.
Most of the ones that I met were extremely nice, and cordial and respectful and all that stuff. Goldie Hawn was one of my favorites because I did like Goldie, and her and Kurt Russell used to sit right on the glass.
Yeah,
I'll tell you this story since we brought up Goldie Hawn. So you remember you probably remember too. I got a big suspension one year.
Yeah, the longest in the history of the league at the time.
No.
Yes, it was. No, at the time it was a 15-gamer. Neil Wilkinson, and you gave him a two-hander, and you got a 15-gamer.
I gave him a two-hander. If you remember where it happened on the ice, it was right inside the blue line, along the bench side, okay? The two seats of the people that were closest to it, literally 3 feet from the incident, were Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell. So I do this. Wilkinson knocks me down. I give him a little thing over the head. I'll call it.
Love tap.
So I get kicked out of the game, okay? And I'm embarrassed. I realized what I did as I was going back. I get undressed in like 3 seconds. I'm in a towel. Goldie comes running into the locker room. Only Goldie Hawn, just me and Goldie Hawn in the locker room. I got a little towel wrapped around my waist, and she comes up. She wants to hug me. She goes, "That was the coolest thing. He deserved it. You were so." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, what the heck's happening right now?" So I want to see Goldie again at some point to ask her if she remembers what she did to me that day, as far as making me turn completely red, and I'm hanging on to my towel.
Did you ask her if she could pay your fine?
No, I don't. She just said that guy. That guy deserved that so much he was taunting you. That was her words.